In my own devotional work lately, I've been spending a lot of time in the Psalms, and I've thought it might be helpful to invite you to join me. So, for the next 8 weeks, when it's my turn, I'd like to invite you to turn with me to the Psalms. We'll have some fun and make it part devotional, part teaching lesson. Whenever I'm teaching the Psalms, my first lesson is this. The book is called Psalms. That's plural. An individual chapter is a psalm. So it would never be appropriate to say, turn to Psalms 23. If you say it that way, please don't ever admit that you learned it from me. There are different types of psalms. It depends on who's teaching and how they label them, but the Psalms were songs meant to be sung in worship, and like our songs, they vary in focus and in style. One of the most universally loved type of psalm is one that extols the majesty of creation. Of those, Psalm 8 has to be the one at the top of the greatest hits chart. Pause your videos, get your Bibles, and turn with me to it. It's okay. I'll wait. Got it? Let's start reading at verse 3 and read through the end. When I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you have established, what are human beings that you are mindful of them, mortals that you care for them? Yet you've made them a little lower than God and have crowned them with glory and honor. You've given them dominion over the works of your hands. You've put all things under their feet, all sheep and oxen, and also the beasts of the field, the birds of the air, and the fish of the sea, whatever passes along the paths of the seas. O Lord, our sovereign, how majestic is your name in all the earth. Most new students of the Bible assume that there is only one creation story, and that's in Genesis. More serious students will quickly discover that Genesis comes to us as an edited collection with at least two different versions of creation, one in chapter 1 and a second in chapter 2. When I'm teaching the Bible, I like to point out that there are other creation stories. There's a uniquely Christian story of creation. You'll find it in the first verses of John's Gospel. And of course, there is this wonderful account in Psalm 8 that we just read. The psalmist has looked at creation, the work of the moon and the stars, and tried to make sense of our human place in that order. Can you hear the psalmist's amazement that human beings are so valued within creation? You can almost experience his mind exploding with wonder. This week, I've been pondering too. Did you hear on the news how dust from the Sahara Desert has blown all the way across the Atlantic and made its way to the Midwest? Amazing! For those who struggle with asthma or breathing difficulties, I'm sorry. Still, it blows my mind that we've all been breathing dust, desert dust from Africa, and that molecules from it will forever be inside of us. Does that mean that in some expanded way, we're all part African? How cool is that? We are so interrelated. What affects one part of our planet affects us all. And I hope you got to see how it affected our sunsets. Simply marvelous. God's creative work is amazing, and it leaves us breathless in a good way. So can you join me in saying today a breathless praise, praise, praise to you, O God? Before we close, though, I have to say about a word about the word in verse 6, where it says we've been given dominion over the land. That's how my New Revised Standard Version puts it. Beth and I have been rewatching Ken Burns' PBS special on our national parks. I was reminded last night how 19th and early 20th century industrialists talked about how it was necessary to redeem the land. That's the phrase they used, and by that they meant to cut all the trees, to use all the resources of the earth, to use them until they were no more. There is a sad and twisted irony, it seems to me, in the choice of their phrase, redeem. They even made theological arguments based on words like our translation of dominion here in Psalm 8. Maybe a better translation for that reason would be something more akin to stewardship. We are given stewardship of creation, responsibility for it. So, what I'd like to pass down to my children and my children's children is a world where they can look at Sahara sunsets and say, "Wow, God, just wow." And the grateful echo of the psalmist, of my voice and yours, would continue to carry down through the ages. May it ever be so. Praise, praise, praise to God.